This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.
Yo, what up, though, people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep It a C Note podcast. As always, I am your boy Brown. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. If this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do us a favor, make sure you hit the sub button, the like button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. You agree with something, you disagree with something, you want to correct me on something, or if you just want to call me a Uber, let me know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C note. And please share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you so that we can all talk that talk together. The Sunday games on week 3 were a little crazy. We had a lot of upsets. Let's start it off in Baltimore. You had Indy, no Anthony Richardson. He was out with a concussion, and it was still no problem. They came away with the 22-19 victory over the Ravens. Gardner Minshew, he got busy, 227 through the air and a touchdown. Then you got Zach Moss, 122 yards on the ground. Michael Pittman Jr., 9 catches, 77 yards. Shout out to the Colts. They are 2-1. And they got the Rams next. So we'll see what's what. As for Baltimore, Lamar, one of them quarterbacks that got paid in the offseason. He hasn't really looked good throwing the ball this season. He threw for 202. He did run for 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zay Flowers, 8 catches, 48 yards. This game was a disappointment. They had several chances to win. Couple turnovers kind of killed Baltimore. Let's talk Cleveland. First game without Nick Chubb. They was hosting the Tennessee Titans. No Kareem Hunt yet. Still no problem. They beat the brakes off of Tennessee 27-3. Deshaun Watson threw for 289, 2 touchdowns. We had Pierre Strong Jr. He got busy. Who? He had 27 yards on the ground. Amari Cooper, 7 catches, 116 and a touchdown. The Browns are 2-1. Tennessee, they looked horrible. Tannehill threw for 104. Yikes. Derrick Henry, 20 yards on the ground. Yikes. DeAndre Hopkins, 3 catches, 48 yards. Tennessee falls to 1-2. Next up, we had the Miami Dolphins hosting the Denver Broncos. They beat the brakes off the Broncos. I'm talking about beat the brakes off of those guys, put up 70 on them. 70. 70-20 was your final score. Tua got busy, 309 through the air, 4 touchdowns. Devon Achane. That guy got busy, 203 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, and he caught a touchdown. Then you had Raheem Mostert. He got busy too, 82 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns, 7 catches, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 9 catches, 157 and a touchdown. Yikes. They did all this without Jalen Waddle. Them boys put up 70 points. Hey, listen, I know a lot of quarterbacks been playing okay so far, and I know these was only the Sunday games, but so far you got to say that offense looks like the most explosive offense in the league. And Tua got to be top 3 quarterback in the league after the first 3 weeks. You agree with me? Should you call me a Uber? Let me know. Make sure you keep it a C note. As for Denver, Russ, he threw for 306 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Nothing really was happening on the ground. Well, you couldn't really run it. You was getting bombed. Javonte Williams, 42 yards on the ground. Cortland Sutton, 8 catches, 96 yards, a touchdown. Denver is 0-3, and Russ has played better this year, but his receivers are horrible. Their separation game is horrible. And it was a lot of talk about Sean Payton coming back and the Broncos would play better. I don't know. We keep giving Sean Payton a lot of credit. He was getting the Saints to the playoffs and all that, but we act like he's one of them coaches that's going to the Super Bowl every other year. Katrina been happening. I'm just keeping it a C note, but I want to ask y'all, is Sean Payton an overhyped coach? Yes, no, keep it a C note. How about New England? They was in Jersey to take on the Jets, looking for their first win of the season. They accomplished their mission, came away with the 15-10 victory. Mac Jones threw for 201 and a touchdown. We even had Zeke get busy. He had 80 yards on the ground. Pharaoh Brown, 2 catches, 71 yards and a touchdown. New England's 1-2. The Jets, Zach Wilson looked horrible for most of the game. Couple drives in the second half. He started to get a little rhythm. He threw for 157. They did nothing on the ground. 18 yards from Dalvin Cook. And Garrett Wilson, 5 catches, 48 yards. The Jets 1-2. And the more they lose, Caleb Williams is still in play to be the quarterback for the Jets. I'm just keeping it a C note, letting y'all know. How about Buffalo? They was in Washington. The Commanders were 2-0. Those guys 1-2. Buffalo beat the brakes off of them 37-3. Josh Allen got busy, 218, a touchdown and an interception. He also ran for 46 yards and a touchdown. James Cook, 98 yards on the ground. And Stephon Diggs, he got busy, 8 catches, 111 yards. Buffalo was 2-1. They've won their last 2 after the Monday night opener where they blew the game. Pause. Shout out to Buffalo. They're definitely starting to get a rhythm. Washington, they looked horrible. Sam Howell looked horrible. He threw for 170 yards and 4 interceptions. Yikes. I believe he was also sacked 9 times. Brian Robinson Jr., 70 yards on the ground. Curtis Samuel, 2 catches, 54 yards. But those boys were locked down. Sam Howell looked horrible. I'm just keeping it a C note. Shout out to the Detroit Lions. They were hosting the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta trying to go to 3-0. And it won't happen this season. Detroit came away with the 2016 victory. Shout out Jared Goff. He threw for 243, a touchdown and an interception. Jahmyr Gibbs, 80 yards on the ground. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, 9 catches, 102 yards. The Lions are 2-1. Atlanta falls to 2-1. Desmond Ridder threw for 201 yards. Bijan Robinson was a no-show this week, 33 yards on the ground. And Kyle Pitts, 5 catches, 41 yards. Atlanta falls to 2-1. And I know Atlanta's one of them top teams in the league running the ball, but you need a better quarterback than Desmond Ridder. All that running the ball, that looks cool, but it's not going to win you Super Bowls. You gotta get you a better quarterback. I'm just keeping it a C note. How about Green Bay? Home opener, I think they were like on a 10-game winning streak, 10 straight years, their home opener. They won. They were hosting the Saints. The Saints were 2-0. Saints were up 17-0, but shout out Green Bay. They came away with the 18-17 victory. Jordan Love looked impressive again this week, 259 yards, touchdown and an interception. He also ran for 39 yards and a touchdown. Romeo Doubs, 5 catches, 73 yards and a touchdown. Green Bay 2-1. And Green Bay, shout out to Jordan Love again. I know Christian Watson hasn't played yet, but this the same exact offense minus guys that been missing that played last year. And I must say, Jordan Love looks way better in this system than Aaron Rodgers did last year. I know it was a lot of hype about Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, but I just can't see it. I'm telling you, he looked horrible last year. I'm just keeping it a C note. Derek Carr got hurt. Before he got hurt, he was getting busy. 103 yards through the air and a touchdown. Winston came in the game. Jameis Winston, he threw for 101 yards. Then we had Kendre Miller, 34 yards on the ground. Chris Olave, 8 catches, 104 yards. The Saints went to 2-1. Let's go Jacksonville, trying to get their first. Houston were trying to get their first one in Jacksonville, and they accomplished the mission. Shocking game. This was one of the biggest upsets of the day. At least it's a nominee for upset of the day. We had Houston 37, Jacksonville Jaguars 17. C.J. Stroud got busy, threw for 280, 2 touchdowns. Devin Singletary, 41 yards on the ground. And Tank Dell, 5 catches, 145 yards and a touchdown. Shout out to Houston getting their first win of the season. As for Jacksonville, they fall to 1-2, lose their second in a row. And I don't know about this team. They've looked horrible so far. Trevor Lawrence, he did what he could do, 279, a touchdown and an interception. ETN, 88 yards on the ground. Evan Ingram, 7 catches, 67 yards. Trevor Lawrence, Jacksonville Jaguars, they were projected to have a great season and to win that division. And right now, they're fighting for the bottom of that division. Yikes. How about the Chargers? 0-2. They were in Minnesota to play the Vikings, who was also 0-2. Battle of the winless teams. The Chargers came away with the 28-24 victory. Justin Herbert, he got busy, 405, 3 touchdowns. Shout out to him. Shout out to Austin Eckler because he's been out 2 straight weeks and they've done nothing on the ground. Joshua Kelly, 12 yards on the ground. Yikes. But shout out Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen got busy. Keenan Allen, 18 catches, 215 yards. Yikes. Yikes. That's a monster game. If you had Keenan Allen on your fantasy football team, shout out to you. Shout out to the Vikings. They had a chance to win at the end, and they threw an interception. Kirk Cousins did. He finished with 367 yards, 3 touchdowns, an interception. Alexander Madison, 93 yards on the ground. Justin Jefferson, 7 catches, 149, and a touchdown. Vikings are 0-3. And they are still in play for the number 1 pick in Caleb Williams. I'm just keeping it a C note. I'm keeping you guys informed. Again, I'm not with tanking, but I'm just, when do you start thinking like these GMs are going to start thinking? How many games, how many losses before? It's already talks about trading Kirk Cousins. So how many losses before you really seriously consider tanking? Keep it a C note. How about Kansas City? They were hosting the Bears. Justin Fields coming to game. He had a lot going on from his comments during the week, and he's going to have a lot more going on because they got smoked 41-10. Patty Mahomes threw for 272, 3 touchdowns. Pacheco, he got busy, 62 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Travis Kelce was in the building. 7 catches, 69 yards, and a touchdown for Miss Taylor Swift, who was in the building to hold him down. The Chiefs go to 2-1. Shout out to them. Justin Fields had another horrible game. 99 yards through the air, a touchdown and an interception. 47 yards on the ground. 3 catches, 41 yards and a touchdown. It ain't looking like it's getting no better for Justin Fields. We'll just leave it at that. How about probably the upset of Sunday is definitely a nominee. Arizona 0-2 versus Dallas, who's 2-0. They've come in smoking folks and looking crazy. And Dallas went to Arizona and looked horrible. Let the Cardinals get their first win of the season, 28-16. Joshua Dobbs, he threw for 189 and a touchdown. James Conner, 98 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Michael Wilson, 2 catches, 86 yards. Shout out Hollywood Brown. He didn't have a monster game. I did say City, but he got in the end zone, so shout out to that. Dak Prescott, he threw for 249, a touchdown and an interception. Tony Pollard, 122 on the ground. Michael Gallup, 6 catches, 92 yards. Dallas fell to 2-1. I know they just lost Trayvon Diggs, but it shouldn't have affected the defense like that. Basically, Arizona did whatever they wanted to them. Pause. And Dak Prescott, he can't go through his progressions. He hikes the ball, and whoever the play is designed for, that's who he locks in on. So many times other guys are open, and he never scans the field. This is unacceptable. We know Dallas will be dropping in everybody power rankings this week. How about Seattle hosting the Carolina Panthers? The Panthers playing without their rookie quarterback, trying to get their first win. No dice. Seattle beat the brakes off of them 37-27. Geno Smith threw for 296, a touchdown and an interception. Shout out Kenneth Walker Jr. He got busy. Or Kenneth Walker the third, whatever his name is. He got busy. 97 yards, 2 touchdowns. And DK, 6 catches, 112 yards. The Seahawks are 2-1. Andy Dalton played, and Andy Dalton got busy. 361 through the air, 2 touchdowns. Miles Sanders, 24 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Shout out to Adam Thielen, the old head. 11 catches, 145 yards and a touchdown. Make some noise if you're shocked to see Adam Thielen still putting up. Shout out to him because he's definitely a consistent receiver. To see him go over there and still get busy means that he's a bad boy. Pause. But I'm keeping it a C note. Let's go Sunday Night Football. We had Pittsburgh in Vegas to take on the Raiders. Shout out to Pittsburgh. They came away with the 23-18 victory. Kenny Pickett, 235, 2 touchdowns. Najee Harris, 65 yards on the ground. And George Pickens, 4 catches, 75 yards. The Steelers are 2-1. As for Vegas, they fall to 1-2. Jimmy G threw for 324, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Yikes. Josh Jacobs, 62 yards on the ground. Most of that came at the end of the game. Devontae Adams, he got busy. 13 catches, 172 yards, 2 touchdowns. Vegas comes out, they score on their first drive, and then they start getting the brakes beat off of them. And this is every week, it seems like. I don't know what's going on with them. Shout out to my rookie of the day. I'm going Devon Achane, Miami Dolphins. That boy definitely got busy. 203 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. And he had receiving touchdowns. That's my rookie of the day. Shout out to him. Let's go upset of the day. Pick one, clip one, or who you got. We got Indy with the 22-19 victory over Baltimore in Baltimore. You got Houston in Jacksonville. They came away with a 37-17 upset. Or we got Arizona hosting Dallas. They came away with the 28-16 victory. Keep it a C note. What was the upset of the day? Let's go Sunday standout wide receivers. Nominees are Tyreek Hill, 9 catches, 157 yards and a touchdown against Denver. We got Keenan Allen, 18 catches, 215 yards in a win versus Minnesota. Adam Thielen, 11 catches, 145 yards and a touchdown in a loss. Or Devontae Adams, 13 catches, 172 yards, 2 touchdowns in a loss. Keep it a C note. Who was the standout Sunday wide receiver? Let's go Sunday quarterback of the day nominees. You got Tua. He threw for 309, 4 touchdowns versus Denver. You got the rookie C.J. Stroud, threw for 280, 2 touchdowns. You got Justin Herbert. He threw for 405, 3 touchdowns versus Minnesota. Keep it a C note. Who's your quarterback of the day? Me personally, I'm going Tua for sure. And with the wide receivers, I'm definitely going Keenan Allen, 18 catches, 215 yards. Even though I played against Keenan Allen this week in fantasy football, so he smoked me with that one pause. But I'm going Keenan Allen. We got Monday Night Football. I believe this is the last doubleheader of the season. You got Tampa Bay versus the Eagles. Keep it a C note. Who wins this game? I'm going Philly. But who you got? You also got the LA Rams versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Keep it a C note. Who wins? You know where I'm going. I'm going Ramley. All day, family. I'm about to wrap this episode up. Appreciate everybody for tuning into the recap. Again, if this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do me a favor, make sure you hit the sub button. Everybody that's tuned in, please hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. If you agree with something, disagree with something, want to correct me on something, or if you just want to call me an Uber, let me know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C note, please. And please share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you so that we can all talk that talk together. As always, I am your boy Brown. Please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell everybody. Keep it a C note. I'll holla at y'all.
This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.